All right, so please confirm when you can see my screen. What is it? Okay, yeah, all right. It's still coming up. It's still coming up. Straight up. So please confirm if you can see my screen now. All right. Thank you very much. So again, I am David Olamide, David Mide. I'm a full stack engineer and machine learning engineer too. So today I'll be taking the Python class week two, and what we'll be looking into is control flow. So before I continue, so let me just like summarize what this class is going to be. So control flow basically is like how you how decisions are made and repetitive tasks are being done. So that's just basically what control flow means, like how the flow. Maybe for example, let's say you want to make a decision. Maybe for example now in Nigeria, if you are below the age of 18, you cannot like drive or any driver license, right? And as long as you are under 18, you cannot have that. But if you are, so that's, for example, now is a control flow, right? So that's just what we did this class. So let's move very quick. So the outline of what we'll be looking at today. Looking at what is control flow, looking at if else statements decision, then we'll be looking at for and while loop, repeating tasks, right? So let's move to the next one. So control flow lets your program make decision and repeat tasks, exactly like I said. So control flow is basically just how your the structure or step by step of how your program make decision and repeat tasks. So that's just in the simplest form. I didn't just like want to make it a whole lot of definition. That's why I just put the basic definition there. So follow me. You still get one insight. So let's continue. So now, like I said, under control flow, what we'll be looking at is if statement. So now, here if statement. So if you look at if statement, you see in two bracket decision. So that means if statement is basically like what you use to make a decision based on a particular condition. So if you see the first definition that is there, it is used to tell a program what to do when a condition is met. Then the two, used to run code only if a condition is true, right? So the code there can be like perform an action or something. And the syntax is, if this if is like inbuilt in Python, then the condition you want to specify that you are going to check for if it's true or not. Then you perform an action if the condition is true. You can see that perform an action. So if the condition is true, you perform an action. Else, you do whatever you want to do. So I'll still go back to the first example I said. In Nigeria now, let's say for example, you want to make as a person you want to make decision if a person is liable to get a driver license or not. So what what the condition will be there according to constitution is the person must be 18 or above. So the first thing you want to check is if the person is 18 and above, then give the person a driver license. Else, that means if the person below below 18, then don't give the person a license. So that's like an example of using if statement to make decision. So let's move to the next one. And while we run through the slide, we'll still be going to practicalizing like each one of those concepts. So let's move to the next one. So now we have while and for loop. So this while and for loop, they are more like what you use to repeat tasks, like the tasks that you need to do, like same thing over and over again. So that ones that help you to write a program that can automate it. Exactly. So that's the right word. So if you look at the first definition there, it says it is used to repeat a program task when the condition is true. Please, if you are following, just give me thumbs up so I can know you are following. So it is used to repeat a program task when the condition is true. So when uh when the condition is true, when the condition is true, when the condition is true, it repeats a program, right? Then you can see the second definition there. Use when you know how many times you want to repeat a task. So let me give a quick example. Let's say, for example, I don't if some of you could recall, I don't know if you went to that kind of secondary school, but in my secondary school then, if you like offend in a particular class, they will ask you to get 60 leaves or 40 leaves. If you get it, they will now ask you to write for each of those pages. You need to write, I will never do this again. I will never do this again. I don't know if any of you can remember. So you have to like do it till you finish all the pages, just writing, I will never be, I will not do this again. I will not do this again. So they take it as a form of punishment then. So if you look at that, so that's what something um for loops are for. So if instead of writing just same thing for all of the 60 leaves now, in Python or in programming, you can just write it once and it will cover all the 60 leaves at once, right? So through the help of for loops, while and for loops. Yeah. So that's so the syntax is for. So if you look at the syntax, the item 3 there, you see the syntax. The for is inbuilt. That's what indicates okay, you want to use for loop there. Then the number of times you want to do the task, which is going to be like a form of condition. Then what you want to do, perform an action is what you want to do. Like the example I gave just now. Okay, let's say for example, for in a 60 leaves note, you have like 60 leaves inside, and you want to write I will never do this again. So what you're going to do is like for that's 60 pages. That means for 60, if the count is between the range of 1 to 60, then the action you want to perform is write I will never do this again. Right. So and once you run it, you write the program once and it will run for like 60 times. So you get so that's like a practical application of for loops. So let's move to the next one. So now let's take it one after the other. We have so the one we did just now was for loop. So this one we have while loop. So what is while loop? It is used to repeat a program task until a condition is false. And second definition, if you check, use when you have when you want a task to repeat until the condition is false, right? When you want a task to repeat until the condition is false. So let me just give another example regarding the driver license in Nigeria. So as long as you are under 18, as long as the under 18, you cannot have a driver's license. So that's like a form of while loop there. That means as long as you are below 18, as long as if you are 1, 2, 3, 4 till you get to 18, you still not have a driver's license. So that's a form of while loop. So while you are under 18, then you are restricted from getting a driver's license. So the syntax is while then the condition and followed by action to perform, right? So that's that. So let me know if you are following. Just give me like a form of thumbs up so I can know you are following. All right. Okay, you have a question. You can shoot. Um, do you have a question, or you are just indicating that you're following? Okay, good. Thank you. So, while condition. So that's what while condition. And from the outline, we can see that those are just basic things we'll be looking at today. So let me just move to the. So this is like a simple exercise to like demonstrate what you've learned so far, the concept. So the first is ask a user for their age, print if they can vote or not. So print if they can vote or not. And the second one is print numbers 1 to 10 using a for loop. Then the third one is print Python is fun 3 times using a while loop. So let's take it one after the other. So I'll stop sharing this while I bring up my Google Colab. Google Colab. So let me stop sharing this. So while my Google Colab is coming up, let me go. So the tax. So the first one we want to do. Copy. Let me copy. So please confirm you can see my Colab. Please confirm when you can see my Colab. Okay, okay. So is it up now? Okay, so Python. So this is like the name of your file. So Python class week 2. Right. So that's it. So the first thing we want to do there is text. The first task is this. This is the first task we want to do. Before we do the task, let's just quickly run through like the what's it called? The syntax for. So let me write syntax. So syntax, we learned about if statement first. So if statement. So this is the syntax of if. If let's say for example I want to give, yeah, so this is like syntax of if statement. So you can see if this if is inbuilt in Python. So and follow immediately you are done with the input, you follow it by a condition, right? So immediately after the condition, then you put like a form of a form of column there. Then immediately you follow the column, what you want to do. Maybe, for example, like I said now, if the let's say the person is under 18, then don't give the person a driver's license. Then this else statement, okay, if it's not, that means if this condition is true, let me label this one. So statement one to execute. So statement one, statement two. So if this condition is true, statement one will be executed. But if it is not true, so this statement too will be executed. So that's why we call it if else. That means if this is true, do this. That means do the one, the statement one. Then if it's not true, then do statement two. So that's what that means. So let me do for this guy. So the next thing we did was for loop. So for loop now is like so now the number of tasks you want to do, the number of times you want to do the task, you want to do the task, the number of times you want to do the task. Let's say for example, you want to do, so this will be like statement. So this like a sketch of how you can write a normal this thing. So this now, this for now, you can see that it has is like a different color from this ones. That means like it's inbuilt. So this for now means as long as like a condition is met, as long as the condition is met, then this statement should be executed, right? So let's do while loop. So what's while loop? So while loop will start with while loop. So this is like key there. So you can see the condition. And from what I said while loop is while loop we use it to run like a form of program or statement when a condition till a condition becomes false. And I said if a person is below the age of 18, regardless of the age the person is, as long as let's say a young person that is going to the authority that issue driver's license. So he went there at the age of 10. So if you go there this when he is 10, they'll tell him that okay, you are still below 18. You don't have access to like driver's license. So if you go back there when he's 12, they'll still tell him the same thing. If you go back there when he's 14, they'll still tell him the same thing. And if you go back there till like 17, they'll still tell him the same thing. Pending the time is 18 or above. And immediately he gets to 18 and he went there, so they'll be able to like give him a driver's license. Did you get? So that's a function of while loop there. So since we have gotten the syntax out of the way, so let's just do the task we want to do. So let me give me like emoji so that I can know you are following. Simple task. Okay, thank you. So simple task. And if you have any question, just you can just unmute yourself and so this is what we want to do. First one. This is what we want to do. So this one we want to do. Ask a user for their age. Print if they can vote or not. So first thing we want to do first is we want to ask if a person the age of a person. And from our last class, we learned how we can accept input from a user. So first of all, what we are going to do is declare a variable. So we're going to declare a variable age. Then we are going to accept inputs from a user. We are going to accept input. So this can be now enter your enter your age, right? So this will be it for us now. So this is what we will run to first of get. So let's run it one after the other so that we can. Let's print it first. Print age of user. So age of user will now be age. So let's run this. Let's take it one after the other. First, let's make sure we are accepting the inputs from the user correctly first. So let's do that first. Okay, so let's load it up. So you can see enter your age. So let's say I put 18, right? So immediately I pass in 18. So you can see age of user. So now that means we're getting that step one. Let me break it down into steps so it Step one. Step one. Accept user. Okay, how about now? Is it better? User input. Okay. So I said the first thing we want to do is ask a user for their age, print if they can vote or not. So this task now we're going to break it into steps. And the step one is what we're going to do in step one is to accept user input, right? And from our last class, we learned how to accept input from users by using this input keyword. And we also talked about variable. So this age now, that means first of all, we're going to declare a variable that is going to contain the value a user passing, right? So I declare a variable called age, then give it a key, then I use the input function which is input to accept a value from the user. Then I print the age of the user just to be sure, okay, we've done the step one successfully. So you can see I entered the age of 18, then age of user 18, which is what I printed here. So you can see that, okay, now we've successfully done step one, we've accept user input age. So now ask the user for their age. So we've done that. Then print if they can vote or not. So if they can vote now, that means first of all we need to do is what is the condition to know if somebody can vote. Um so what's the condition? If you can give me a answer, Ido, if you can help that, like in Nigeria, what's the exactly? So thank you. Step two. If not, you can't vote, right? So now this condition now. So the second thing we want to do is to do the condition, right? So let's do condition. So the condition now is condition. So since what we said is the person has to be first, age has to be equals to or greater than. So let me just use equals to or greater than 18, right? That means if you are 18 and above, 18 and above. So if you do something like this when age equals to 18, that means it's only when you are 18 you can vote. But if you do something like greater than, that means greater than means whenever the age is greater than or equals to 18, then you are eligible to vote. So that's step two. So what we want to do now? So let's take it one after the other. So we are going first, and from what we learned, if statement help us to to perform a condition, if it's true, to perform a statement if the condition is true, and if it's not, then we perform the statement two. So let's so age if age if age is greater or equals to 18, is 18, then this is statement one now. So let me do print statement one to statement one. So you know that, okay, this is statement one. S. So let's do it one after the other like that. So I'm just trying to break it into steps. So S, print statement two, statement two, statement two. So right. So this is the second condition now. So if the age, and we've already declared like age here already, which is 18. So now you are going to see, okay, let me, because the condition is true, let me put because statement one, because the, so I'm just going to write abbreviation because the condition is to condition is true. So now because the condition is true, it will print statement one, and if the condition is not true, because the condition is false. So false is also like not true. So let's run this and see what's going to come out. And you can see that what we're passing here is 18. 18. So and as you can already guess, you already know what's going to print out. Okay, let me declare this age here. So yeah, so let me declare it after the order. Okay, so I try to bring in that guy. So let me press 18, enter. Okay. Oh, so from our last class, we talked about data types. And why it's doing that is because we are comparing a string with a number. That's why it's giving us that error. That's why it's giving us that error. So let's just do equals to first. Let's do equals to. Let's go back to our normal this thing. Then greater, that if the age is greater than or equals to 18. So what we're doing here is this age that is accepted from the user is accepted as a type of string, right? So we're trying to compare string with a number. That's why it's throwing that error for us. So the ideal way is to like convert the string um into an integer before comparing. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to run this again, pass in the age. So age of 18, right? So you can see the age of user 18. So we've already done that. So now we want to check if the age is greater or equals to 18. So if it's greater, it should print statement 1 because the condition is true. If not, statement 2 because the condition is false. So let's run this. So you can see statement 1 because the condition is true. Right. So now let's put it everything together. So step 3, let's put everything together. Put everything together, together. Right. So as I said, we want to first accept age of user. Want to first accept the age of user. So because let me just type this, then I'll change the. So first of all, want to accept the age of user, you can see. So this is what we've done here. Then here we check if that means if this age is greater than or equals to 18, and you can see this integer is to convert the string accepted here from this from the user to a number, right? So this make this integer a number. So what the task says, print if they can vote or not. And we can see from our condition that it is when you are 18 years and above that you can vote. So what we are going to do, instead of printing this one, I will print this user can vote, right? Then if the person is below the age of 18, then what we want to do is this user is not eligible to vote. So let's run it like that and see if our program runs well. So first off, I'm going to pass the age of 12. So 12 is below 18, so we already know what that would do. So we can already guess what's going to run. So now, so you can see this user is not eligible to vote because it's less than the age of 18. According to that means our program runs well. So another number. Let me pass another number for it to be let me say 20. So 20 now is greater than 18. So we already know that if you are 18 and above, you should be able to vote. So this is going to give us this user can vote. So you can see this user can vote. So you can see that we wrote the program once, and based on the condition, the program is giving us different things. So that's the first task. So this task now we've successfully done this. We've successfully accept the user from their ask the user for their age, then it prints if they can vote or not. So please, if you are getting it, can you just give me like thumbs up? I, so I know we're together. Ido, are you still there? Yeah, great. So and so Victoria, I know you left the call, so you can still watch the to catch up. So let me bring let's do the second task. So this second task now. So second task is print. So this second task now. So print numbers 1 to 10 using a for loop. So And we said from a for loop, if you check what we said a for loop is there. So if you check what a for loop is here, so for number of tasks, let me unmute. So so you can see for number of times. So this for loop now, this is how we declare for the number of times you want the program to run. Then um the the statement you want to run, right? So let's go back to, so now the program is first of print numbers 1 to 10 using a for loop. So what we want to do is for I in range of, so okay, let me just in range of 1 to 11, from 1 to 11 print, so print I.